Hi, welcome back. I'm Holly. Today we're reading Reddit. Let's get into it. Discovered my mom is a Karen and was mortified. For context, I always knew my mother was rude. Like not holding the door for you, run into you with her trolley, or stand in the middle of the street type of rude. Oh gosh. But I thought when it came to people working a customer service type job, she'd be different. I thought this because all three of her children work in a customer service type role. So, over the weekend, my mom was looking to return an item of clothing she had bought online to one of her high street shops. Now, returning the said item was not an issue for the staff member, and all he needed was Mom's receipt that was emailed to her. This is where my mom turned into a Karen. She began huffing and hawing because she had no idea where said email was. She then proceeded to curse at the employee about how she thought she bought it from this company, so couldn't see what the issue was with returning it. The guy who was serving her was really nice and polite when he explained it wasn't an issue, he just needed to see the proof of purchase. I completely understood this and was standing behind her mouthing an apology to the worker while hoping the ground would open and swallow me. I even asked after we had left the shop how she would feel if someone had spoken to one of her kids like that to try and emphasize that she was out of line. But this fell on deaf ears. I was horribly mortified. Oh my gosh. Embarrassing. This commenter says, stop apologizing and just tell your mom to knock it off. Yeah, maybe you could, but some people are set in their ways. I'm not sure mom would listen. I'm banned from my friend's house for asking to sit next to their roommate on the couch. I live in, drum roll for stereotypes please, Portland, Oregon. Oh, you poor thing. I'm in Oregon too, but not Portland. I'd come to find out that mutuals had blocked me, and because nothing happened between me and these individuals, I decided to ask their roommate what occurred, and here's the story. They blocked me because on one occasion, months ago, I had been in the same room as these individuals and a couple others. We were all in the living room. I had walked into the living room and noticed that there was only a spot on the couch, next to an acquaintance I'd talked to a couple of times. I didn't immediately sit down and instead asked, "Hey, can I sit there?" I was told no. And I was pretty shocked. But I just said, okay, and sat on the floor instead. No pushback, I didn't make a fuss of any sort, and I just sat on the floor and talked to all these people. Conversation was sweet and nothing out of the ordinary. Come to find out that two people in the room are extremely angry that I didn't respect the acquaintance's boundaries and have now declared I'm never allowed over and I'm blocked on everything. Not being allowed over is insane because I'm best friends with their roommate, which is why I was there in the first place. I was never ever told about this person's boundaries, nor did they ever tell me about them themselves. When told no, I sat away from this person on the hard ground while they had an entire couch to themselves. A similar incident has never happened after the fact, nor was this incident ever brought up to me. Never move to Portland if you value your sanity and normal social interactions. Please. Yeah, Portland's kind of full of weirdos. No offense to you if you live in Portland, but you're probably a little weird. Update. In case anyone is reading still, crazy roommates are now saying I'm a predator for this, and my friend was endangering them by having me around. I've never, and I cannot emphasize this enough, never attempted anything sexual or romantic with these people, nor have any desire towards them or any interactions that would even count towards that behavior. Friend is moving out. These people are insane. Weird. That's an awful weird interaction. This commenter says, why hasn't your best friend stuck up for you? I would absolutely torch any bridge or politeness for my bro if I had roommates that pulled that BS. That's wild. Yeah, just wild. Lady denies a poncho when it's raining outside because we didn't have the color that she wanted. Gotta match. That ensemble, you know. I work at an amusement park, and the whole day it was raining, but it was pretty light. We were selling ponchos all day just in case people wanted to buy them. Around the last 30 minutes out of my shift, it started pouring down really badly, so people started rushing into the store and start buying ponchos. I only had pink, blue, and red at my specific store. The reason we only had those colors is because they were based off of specific superheroes. Red was for Flash, blue was for Superman, and pink was for Wonder Woman. An older lady comes in and asks for a poncho, so I ask her, "Do you have a preference on which color you would like? We have red, blue, and pink available." She asked me, "Do you by chance have any green ones?" I responded, "We unfortunately do not." She says, "Oh well, then I don't want a poncho if there's no green ones." At this point, I couldn't tell if she was joking or being for real because I really didn't think it was that big of a deal that we didn't have green. Like, it's literally pouring down rain and you're worried about the color? She then said, "Can you call your manager then? Because there's no way that you don't have any green ponchos. You should have all the colors." I said, "Okay, I can call my manager, but it may take a while for them to get here because of the severity of the weather outside." After 10 minutes of waiting, she decided that she was going to leave. Before she left, she said, "I will be contacting the corporate because this is utterly ridiculous. You should have all of the colors, not just 3. She just started raising her voice at me and making a spectacle about ponchos and everything in the world. I just stood there trying not to laugh because really? You're willing to get drenched outside just because we don't have the specific color poncho you want? This lady must have been already having a bad day. That's just the tip of the iceberg for her. Set her off. Ah, what a Karen. This comment says, I'm almost more mad about the pink for Wonder Woman. Strangers ruined a concert for me. Went to a concert a few nights ago for my favorite artist. Got my friend, and really good seats, and have been looking forward to this for months. Well, the row behind us had 5 people just loudly talking through most of the songs. The worst is that for every quieter song, I couldn't even hear the artist. They were talking and laughing so much. I turned around and asked if they would just tone it down, as it was really distracting, and the rows in front of us couldn't even hear them. So many people were turning around to look and give dirty looks. After asking the first time, it was okay for a couple songs, but the next slower song came, and I asked again, "Please tone it down." And while the guy was much nicer about it, the one lady took the stance of, "I'm allowed to talk, I'm outside," and I responded with the fact that, yeah, but you're also at a concert. I just genuinely don't understand why you spend the amount of money to see someone in concert, not to listen to the artist. How do people not have the decency to recognize that it's horribly disrespectful for the people around you? They were quieter-ish, but we could hear them just make an offhand comments the rest of the night. I'm truly heartbroken watching all the videos pop up of the concert because what was supposed to be one of the best memories with my friend is now overshadowed by people being assholes. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed the concert, but I don't feel like I got the full experience. Darn, I'm sorry. Those people are super rude. Who goes to a concert to talk through it? This commenter says, "People have no social awareness anymore. I asked someone to turn their phone down or wear headphones, and they told me I should just turn my volume up if I couldn't hear my phone. I wasn't on my phone. I was talking with humans. How dare you park in an unassigned spot that I might use at some point? I live on a street with free unassigned parking. There is a row of units next to me, which has a driveway and a parking garage for each unit. Most of the rest of us park on the street. But an older couple in one of the units is absolutely obsessed with reserving the spot outside their place. They never seem to actually leave their home. They just seem to always be watching that parking space. They'll peek out of the door and make disapproving noises, or they will come out and ask you to leave because it needs to be left open for them. It is absolutely not, in any way, legally their parking space. And they do have their own garage. Today it was the only free space, so I parked there, The lady emerged and said I needed to leave because she had a truck delivery at some time that day. I replied politely that unfortunately it's not an assigned space and there's nowhere else to park. She said, "Just be kind," which hit a nerve because I reckon I am quite a kind person. But then she called me a bloody bitch and a shithead. Just be kind, you bloody bitch. This old lady sounds feisty. This commenter says, would have told her just be kind after the name calling. A mind-boggling exchange at the airport this weekend. The gates were packed, the seating area is full, people standing around and sitting on the floor. I spot an open seat at the end of 3 chairs. At the far end was a woman, bags in the middle of the seat. The last seat is open, so I sit down. She looks up from her phone. That's my husband's seat. I point at the bags and ask, "Who's sitting there?" She scowls and repeats that I'm in her husband's seat. I tell her he can sit where the bags are. We bicker back and forth, and I tell her, "It's standing room only. You don't need 3 seats for 2 people." Her husband returns from wherever he was. He's glaring at me, and together they huff away to stand at their gate. For the next 10 minutes, I'd look up to see them scowling at me, then laughing at me. Whatever, I enjoyed sitting. As to the other 2 who grabbed the vacated seats, I'm too old for that crap. Yeah, super entitled. Why do their bags need a seat? Why couldn't they just scoot down for you and be polite? This commenter says, the bags can move. They don't need a seat. What on earth? All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a lovely day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comment down below. Bye!